done. Every time. And it rhymes. My first guest starred in the hit television program The X-Files. Now you can see him in the film Trust the Man. Please welcome David Duchovny.
I'm great, thanks.
Very nice.
Thank you. I try to look good for you, Conan.
No, thank you. I know that. I know that.
Yeah.
And you know, we just did this segment, crowd went crazy, called If They Made It.
I was watching.
Celebrity couples, and it reminded
Yeah.
me, years ago, we did an If They Made It with you and the lovely Taya Leone.
Did you?
Before you had children.
Well, it's actually, I saw that, and it gave me the inspiration to go and mate with her, actually.
Like you needed a lot of inspiration with Taya Leone.
I hadn't even met her at that point. I was just like, I got to go mate with her.
We fix a lot of couples up that way. Let's just, for old time's sake, take a look at this. Wonderful. There you are. You, beautiful Taya Leone.
Look at that picture.
And there's
of me.
There's a wonderful picture of you. That's from your DMV photo, by the way. And let's take a look at. Let's see. Let's go ahead. If they made it, let's go right. Oh, what the hell, Lord! That's Camilla Parker Bowles. Wow.
That actually, you know, my son looks a little like that.
Well, he shouldn't be wearing a pearl necklace. Now, you actually. Let's.
Maybe when he's older. I don't know.
What's wrong with this show tonight?
I don't judge.
Yeah, no, you don't judge.
Whatever,
don't judge.
you know, I love him. Whatever he wants to do.
Whatever he wants to do. It's very mature. This part of the show will be over soon if we keep nodding our heads. You guys aren't helping here. Very mature. Now, you actually, of course, have two beautiful kids, two lovely children.
Wonderful.
How old are they?
West, the girl, is 7, and Miller, my boy, is 4.
Yeah. And you seem to me like you'd be a great dad. You know, I mean, you spend a lot of time with your kids.
Well, I try. You know, when I'm not working, you know, you spend too much time with them, and then when you are working, you don't spend enough time with them.
Right.
But well, we brought them here to vacation, you know, when I was working here, and they're growing up in L.A., and they kind of take vacation in Massachusetts, and they're used to the beach.
Right.
So they're obsessed with finding sea glass, you know, the glass that is sanded down by time. And they don't know that when you're by time and sand.
Yeah. This crowd laughs at funny things.
Well,
you're like, you know, worn down by time.
They're very strict.
Yes.
They're waiting for time, and what else, David? Time and sand.
Yeah.
And the movement of the water. But they don't know when they're in New York that they're not supposed to pick crap up off the street.
It's not like the beach.
No, well, they think it's like the beach. And I said, look, kids, do not pick up anything off the ground. It's not healthy.
Right.
And so we'll be standing on Park Avenue waiting to cross the street, and I turn around and I see my little boy picking up something brown off the sidewalk, you know. And it's like, look, treasure. And I said, no, that's not treasure, that's petrified dog.
Well, it's all how you look at things.
Yeah. And of course, he picks up just like a jagged piece of glass, and he's like, look, sea glass, as the blood runs down. Like, no, stop picking stuff up.
It's bad. This is
very bad. I'll take you to serendipity already.
Yeah, getting that iced chocolate they have over there.
Yes, I've heard.
Very nice, very nice. Now, I want to ask you something. Your lovely co-star, Julianne Moore, was on the show last night, and she told this story about her heroic actions. She saw a dog running towards the highway, and she actually, because she has her own dog, had like a little hot dog in her pocket, and she waved it in the air and saved the dog's life. Saved the dog's life, and I thought, do you, David Duchovny, have your own heroic deed?
I do, but first of all, let me say I've also had a dog, and I've never walked around with a hot dog in my pocket. Secondly, I've done 2 movies with Julianne Moore, and she always has a hot dog in her pocket. And in fact, when she doesn't like the way... She doesn't like the way I'm acting in a scene, she will hold it up for me. No, when I was in Vancouver shooting the X-Files, thank you. Is that the woman?
They're all over. Okay. Yeah, they're everywhere.
And just came back from there again. It was beautiful. And I was walking my dog at like 11, the final walk of the night. And out of the corner of my eye, I hear this, I see this figure coming at me out of the shadows, and I hear this like strangling sound, and I think I'm being attacked, you know, and I kind of take a defensive posture, and then I see this guy coming at me like, And I was like, oh, my God. At first, I jumped back and said, oh, my God. You know, that's the universal sign for he's choking.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
So will you get up with me for a second?
Oh, yeah, sure.
And
what do you want me to do?
Well, I want you to do lots of things, but what we'll do is this. So come to me like this. Come to me like this.
Okay, so I'll be the guy. You're walking, and I'm like,
okay. All right, So I start giving him the Heimlich, right?
Yeah,
So I do this a few times.
Right.
I do it like 5 or 6 times, and finally, I go one more time as hard as I can. He goes, I think I'm having a heart attack. So I think...
You're killing him.
That's exactly.
You're a murderer.
Like the opposite of what you're supposed to do. Like, let's cut off his airflow. He's having a heart attack from what I've learned in my pre-meds, you know.
Not really what you're supposed to do.
Let's just stop the oxygen going to his heart.
Yeah.
So I said, oh, okay. Well, then I sit down, and I went and I called 911, and the ambulance came, and he went away. And he was my neighbor, actually.
Right.
And later on, he came, and he ran into me in a restaurant, and he said, you know, it was an anxiety attack, actually.
He was having an anxiety attack,
It was an anxiety attack. And actually, you know, what you're supposed to do to somebody who's having an anxiety attack is just give them the Heimlich.
You did the right thing.
And the thing is, I don't even know how to give the Heimlich. So I was just basically, I was just kind of hugging him really hard.
Yeah, why were you nuzzling his neck? That was weird.
I thought love would save him.
Yeah. It always does. We'll have more with David Duchovny in just a second. Stick around. We're back. I'm sitting here with Mr. David Duchovny. Now, you, of course, you grew up in New York City. You grew up in Manhattan, did you not?
11th Street and 2nd Avenue, mostly.
Yeah.
Nothing?
No, they're all from Oklahoma.
They're from Vancouver.
And you were a kind of a jock in high school. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it is. I was basketball and baseball were my sports.
Right.
And I was obsessed with 2 things in high school, and basketball was one of them, and the other thing is what all high school boys are obsessed with, which
Dungeons and Dragons. I clearly spoke out of turn.
Anybody else care to guess what the other one might be? Women. Well, there are no women. It's masturbation, really, is what it is. And so, but
so those were your 2 passions, really.
Yes.
2 things you excelled at.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, at that time, it was in the late 70s, and the prevailing sports wisdom was that you should not expend your energy before a game, even the day before a game. So this was cramping my...
that it could weaken you,
that
right?
would weaken you, and that you... So I decided, because I didn't want to give up either one of my pastimes, I decided to keep a ledger in which I would keep my shooting averages on days... on days after...
What are we talking about here? I'm getting confused.
We're talking about basketball.
Okay, yeah.
On days after I expended energy, and on days when I didn't expend the energy at all.
Yes.
And
what did you find? Was there a correlation?
it was a push, basically.
Right.
It was like, you know, statistically, there was no difference.
Right.
So I decided I would just go crazy with that.
Good news for all you athletes out there. All right, let's move on to your...
I like to be an inspiration for the young.
Yeah, you always have been, and now more than ever.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Trust the Man.
Yeah.
This is a really fun movie, and we have a clip here from Trust the Man. A terrific cast, by the way. It seems like you guys really got in sync on this.
Julianne Moore with a hot dog all the time.
Yeah.
Billy Crudup and Maggie Gyllenhaal. Terrific actors, and Eva Mendes, James LeGros. It's just a really fun cast and a really funny movie. And
of course, Gary Shandling playing a marriage counselor.
We like to say it's a chick flick with balls. That's what we're saying.
I saw that on the poster, yeah.
No, what Bart Freundlich, the writer-director, wanted on the poster was women are from Mars, men have a penis. Which doesn't make any sense at all, but I'm glad you appreciated it. And I hope my mother's not watching. Or my high school basketball coach, for that matter.
We lost those people a long time ago. We have a clip here from the film.
Billy and I are best friends. He's Billy Crudup. He's my wife Julianne Moore's brother. So he's my confidant. I believe it's a scene in which I'm complaining to him about my wife Julianne Moore.
Let's take a look at this clip from Trust the Man.
Yeah, well, maybe I shouldn't have quit advertising.
I remembered you hated it. Felt empty and hollow, worthless, void of meaning, purposeless. Any of that ring a bell?
Yeah, but it might be better than this. I'm beginning to feel like a kept boy. Only I don't know what I'm being kept for.
Sex?
Sure, if you're up for it. Rebecca's not.
That's weird. She slept with everyone in high school.
You know, and even when we do have sex, it's like she's not adventurous anymore. God is cheese. It's like she used her sexual adventurousness to lure me in, and it turns out she's just normal. She's just normal. Mommy's just normal.
I guess you hoped it'd be more like marrying a hooker, huh?
Yeah, except without the payment, though.
Good romantic conversation. You romantic fool.
Yeah. That child, by the way, hated me and was crying the entire
Real
time.
tension there as actors. Trust the Man is in theaters. David Duchovny, always a joy. Thanks so much for being here.
Nice
We'll be right back. Greg Behrendt is here. Stick around.